So for the past few years, my whole identity has been
Welcome back to Cyber Sisters. We are still in Dubai, but today is going to be a really exciting episode because you're going to hear from the Cyber Sisters. And most importantly, we have Aksa. Welcome to Cyber Sisters.
Aksa.
How are you feeling? How are you finding Dubai?
I love the fact that I'm the most importantly.
Of course.
No, it's really good. So this is my first time in Dubai. I know all of you guys have been several times. But it's been really good. It's everything that you've seen online, the buildings and how easy life is here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like our doors get opened for us.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
I just love that for us.
Yeah.
Women are treasured in Dubai.
They are.
It's incredible. And then like the thing that I couldn't believe the most is when Roha was like, they've got carriages on the tram just for women and children. They've got women only beaches, gyms. Like that's incredible.
It is.
We need more of that energy.
Yeah.
Ooh, UK, catch up.
Yeah, if anything.
So Aksa, tell us, who is Aksa?
So I am an audiologist
Wow.
by profession.
Yes.
I knew when I was younger that I wanted to get into healthcare. I wanted to help people. Initially, I didn't know it was healthcare. I just knew I wanted to help people. And then healthcare was sort of brought in front of me. And believe it or not, I wanted to be a heart surgeon.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I shadowed a heart consultant who was great before his age, like before his days. And
Sounds like something that's happening to us.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, nah, not for me. And then I found out about audiology. So with audiology, I am diagnosing patients with hearing problems and I am helping them through that journey. So it's helping people, making an instant change and not taking the stress home with you because someone's life is not in your hands.
Yeah.
And I've really, really enjoyed it. I worked in the national health and then I moved over to the private sector. And it's been incredible seeing the change immediately. I've seen grown men crying in front of me because of the change. And then I've got people who've got something called tinnitus. And that's like when you hear ringing or buzzing and there's no cure to that. So I've had to help people deal through that as well. And as much as I love it and I love the impact I'm making, I want to do more. And I do want to do more. And unfortunately, in audiology itself, there's not much career growth.
Glass ceiling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I've pretty much hit it. And so when Cyber Sisters came about, I was like, it's still helping people, but just in a completely different way to what I've been doing.
Yeah.
And I think I'm ready for that. Well, I know I'm ready for that challenge and that's why I'm here.
Oh, I absolutely love that. And you're absolutely right. We are helping people in a different way. And I think what people don't understand, it's so much deeper than just cybersecurity.
Yeah.
It's helping women take control and helping women buy their freedom.
Yes.
Yeah. Almost.
Freedom that we talk about, right?
Absolutely. And I think from my perspective, when I got to know you, there was so many layers upon layers. And I think one of the things that I think we connected on was health.
Yes.
So like, how did you get on that journey?
Okay. So for the past few years, my whole identity has been an infertile woman, essentially. And it's been a difficult journey. What people can do instantly, in a way, has not happened for 5 years for me. And we went to the National Health and we tried to get help from them. And unfortunately, the help wasn't there. We got turned away saying we need to lose weight. And that is it.
No.
That is literally it. No help. Not even guidance as to how we can lose weight. I mean, I've always been a bigger woman. And I need guidance and I needed it and I didn't get that support. And in fact, I didn't get any empathy as well. I remember going to my gynecology appointment And she just looked at me and she goes, how did you make it this far? Like literally just looked at me top to bottom, like you shouldn't have made it this far.
Oh my God.
Like it was horrible. And so I was just left on my own, like, what do we do? Something that women should be able to do naturally was not happening for me. Why wasn't it happening? Because I'm too heavy. That's what I was told. So we started to investigate private IVF, and what we realised was every single place in the UK said you need a BMI under 35, I think it was, to even be considered for IVF.
And that's before you're on the waiting list?
No, so this is private, so this is paying for it, so there is no waiting list.
Okay.
But they won't even consider you unless your BMI is under a certain number. And so UK IVF was out of question for me. It was not possible. So then we looked further and said, okay, what can we do? And we found a clinic in Dublin. So because it's Ireland, it's not bound by UK laws, we were able to start IVF in Dublin. So it was very difficult because we're constantly flying back and forth from Manchester. And so we got there, we started all our treatments, started all the hormonal injections. And to be honest, we failed at the first step. So the first step essentially is growing your eggs. So taking all these hormones, growing your eggs so that eggs can then be harvested. So then they can be fertilized. And none of my eggs grew. My eggs were tiny and they were not in good condition and none of them grew. And straight away from the first cycle, we didn't even make it to the next stage. And at that point, that's what triggered it for me. I was like, I can lose weight, but how do I know that's going to affect my egg quality? And that's where my journey to health began. So when I started my journey to health, it wasn't to lose weight. Of course I want to lose it. I want to look nice, but that wasn't my driving force. It was, I realised what was going on inside me. What the NHS didn't tell me, I did all the research for myself, but that's what drove the journey to health for me. Sorry, it's a long-winded answer.
No.
But that's what drove
so emotional, and like for you to be so open about it is amazing.
I've gone through my fair share of waterworks over the last few years. But because I've got a different hat on now, this hat is not being emotional. This hat is taking action and doing something about it. And because I've got a different purpose, I'm a lot stronger because I've got a clear goal in life. I've got a journey in place. And I don't know what the end will bring, whether it will give me the goal that I want, but I'm focusing on the now and what I can do to help myself now. And we can talk about sort of the changes I've made, but I'm not as emotional. I'm more determined in that field.
That was a lot and a lot to unpack.
And I think that there's a lot of people watching who can understand, because infertility is a conversation that more people are having now, and a lot more people are open about their struggles with it. So I think there's a lot of people can relate to.
Yeah.
And like you said, there's a lot to unpack.
I think for women that are watching that are in a similar situation as you, there's going to be women that are in cyber, not in cyber, in stressful jobs, not in stressful jobs. Where do you think you should have started, and what have you done that you feel would be good advice for anyone watching?
Okay, it was a lot to take in. Yes, I know weight is a factor, but that's not the reason I'm not getting pregnant. It's got nothing to do with weight. I know that weight can determine how healthy your pregnancy will be, your journey will be, but that's not the reason why I'm failing at the first hurdle. So I've stripped it back massively and taken a look at my surroundings, my environment. And I didn't do this on my own. I got help. There's some amazing people that I had to spend money. I had to go and find answers for myself. I didn't have that support. And I've started to make a lot of changes. So I know we don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to try and sum it up. I only drink bottled water. I hate the taste of tap water. And I used to, Costco, £3.50 for how many bottles? 24 or something. Yeah. That's all we used to drink. And that was until we started learning about microplastics.
Yes.
Toxicity in your environment. And the first change we made, the first big change was trying to remove microplastics. Microplastic, like, I don't want to go into too much detail, but they're found in certain sex organs that are shocking. Like, how is plastic found in that area? And I don't want to quote anything because my memory is not great, so I don't want to say something that's not correct. But it was found in places, even like the brain. Like, microplastics has been found everywhere in the body. So I started with glass bottles. I started with even things like perfumes, makeup products, finding more natural products, changing my deodorants to natural deodorants. I mean, it was a whole process of detoxing your underarms first.
Yes.
Changing my products to natural deodorants. Pans, cooking, like, we use all this Teflon non-stick pans, that's leaching into our food. You heat it up, it's leaching into our food. So changing to stainless steel, cast iron.
An interesting one from me, actually, that I use period pads because everything else is anyway contaminated. And then I found out period pads are just as bad.
So bad.
So it was moving on away from that and then looking for organic alternatives. And it's like all of these little things that we don't pick up on as women that we affect us in way, whether it's for fertility or everything else. And then on top of that, having to work 9 to 5 or be in stressful jobs and things like that.
Juggling all of these things, it almost reminds me of like when you buy a packet of cigarettes and it shows you the decayed lungs.
Yes.
They should do that with
With
pads.
everything.
With everything. Like,
But
with
then
all
that will affect these companies.
Exactly. Of course. Like, but the point is the conversation, like, but people are only now having the conversation, which should have happened ages ago. I am like listening to you and listening to all the life changes you've made, and you're not drinking bottled water, you're not drinking, you're not, there's a lot of things that are very normal in society that you've said no to. Have you realized that people have questioned those choices and found it really difficult to manage? And how have you managed that?
I've not necessarily experienced any challenges in my direct life because I'm really lucky with the husband I've got. He's amazing, and he has never questioned it and supported me every step of the way. So any change that I've made, he has wholeheartedly accepted it and done the same thing. So people can say whatever they want. Oh, that's a hard life to live. That's this, that's that. But they speak in their own homes and it doesn't affect us. So I can't say I can answer that directly. Because I've got the support at home, and I think that's key, having a partner that supports you. I couldn't even imagine doing it on my own. And there are people out there who would have to do it on their own. I'm so lucky that it's not me.
Big shout out to Aksa's partner who couldn't make it to Dubai.
So talking about pads there and perfume products and things like that, even like what you're washing your clothes in, detergent, everything is endocrine disruptors. So they disrupt your hormones. So as a result, it's like in people with PCOS, for example, you might have more of a certain hormone more than the other, and it's about bringing regulation to that. So I wear reusable. I don't even wear pads. I wear pants. Wash them in, and again, just watch what you're washing them in as well. But for the first time, ever, and I started making these changes September time last year, and we're in May right now filming this podcast, and for the first time ever, for the last 2 months in a row, my cycle has been exact on the day that it was supposed to be, and I've never had that before. So it's taken months and months and months, but I'm starting to see changes.
That's amazing.
So we're definitely going to follow this journey.
Yeah, it's the same with like, people that take the pill, women that take the pill, because contraception is a whole other problem for women. There's like not many great options for women. It's only the woman that has to take it.
Exactly.
I remember when I came off the pill, it took like a long time, but to actually have like a regular period on the day that is supposed to start and it be the same every month going forward was insane, and becoming so much more in tune with your emotions and actually really feeling the different phases of your cycle, instead of, I don't know if anyone else has felt this way, but like
I've heard,
I became like numb.
I've
just felt numb, like emotions
were really
this
like
too, yeah.
stunted, and then coming off it and actually feeling the emotion before you come on your period. I'm like, oh, I actually get it now.
Yes.
Like I understand it.
Yes.
And I guess people don't really talk about that before you, when when you're talking about going onto the pill, like you said, your journey with the health service, National Health Service, was that they were just like, oh, like very dismissive.
Yeah,
that's the word.
absolutely.
So they're not going to necessarily tell you that, okay, by the way, this is how it's going to impact your body. And also bear in mind, everyone's bodies are different. What might happen to you might not happen to me. And I feel like we always talk about this, that there's not enough conversation or research going into women's health for women to understand the different phases of their life and their body. And I think people have spoken about it, like, you know, this phase of my life and my body is of my cycle. I'm feeling like this, I'm feeling like that. And I'm just like, I still don't know. Like it's like, it's really difficult to become in tune with that when you have never had to do that before.
Yeah, exactly.
I am starting to find information on that, and honestly I wish we could spend a long time speaking about this, but the different cycles and aligning your life with what part of the cycle you're in. So like when you start your period, that's when you're full of energy. That's when you should start booking everything. But the days, like the week leading up to your period, you're low energy. Stop booking all these things in to do. There's so much we can talk about. But yeah, you're right. Understanding different phases of your life, but also every month different phases of your cycle.
I think just to link this back as well into tech, the fact that now there's so many applications and so much more information out there, like you've said, more than we've probably ever had. It's still not enough. And it's in most cases, not all the information is accurate, but there are apps out there are websites out there, and it's about making sure that you use the research and research yourself for your body, because we are all different and we're at different stages in our lives. Our bodies are in different places,
Different environments.
exactly. And it's just about being conscious of that. And also we are so in the industry and so deeply involved, and it's nice to sometimes get an external perspective on the things we're doing. So we're so grateful to have you, and we can't wait to hear more from you and follow you on this journey.
And we will do. We're going to do a follow-up. We're going to spend more time going into kind of your journey, some of your struggles. Before we wrap up, I have one last question. There is one person or two people, three people, the people are watching who can relate to you. What is the one piece of advice you're going to give them to get them started on their journey?
My piece of advice is just start. Don't wait for the information to come to you. Go out and start somewhere, anywhere. Research and just start your journey. Read stuff, podcasts, read books. There's so much out there, but also reach out to me.
Excellent. Definitely
We
reach
will
out
put
to
her details. If you're interested in learning more, I'm sure Aksa has given up her consultancy services.
I'm not an expert by any means. It's just sharing the information that I've learned. I'm still on that journey myself. But yeah, of course.
Thank you, Aksa, and thanks for sharing your story with us. And that brings us to the end of today's Dubai podcast, and we'll look forward to having you here again with the Cyber Sisters.
Thank you.